G'day, how's it going? Today just want to do a quick video on how the Rotorua Marathon went. Really enjoyed the whole process, but kind of mixed feelings. The marathon was my first ever marathon, and Rotorua is just an incredible place. Just amazing the weather that turned out. The couple of days before was so wet and rainy, you couldn't even get out of the house, just terrible. The day before and the day of the marathon couldn't get better weather. It was warm, sunny, and then the day after, back to just pouring down again. So that was just incredible, just to get that good weather. So there's the medal, the Rotorua medal. It's still got the date of May the 2nd because it was cancelled and postponed to the 26th of September, so that's good. It was a bit different this year because of the virus. They didn't have any marketing, selling anything much inside, and they didn't have any on the stage prize giving. When you registered, you got a for the spot prizes. I actually won a spot prize, which was ride on some go-karts and race bikes. But I was going home the next day, so I said there was a lady next to me. I said, what about you want to swap for your pair of socks you just won? And she said, no, I like that pair of socks. So the lady behind the counter says, okay, let's see if we can swap, and got the socks, and turns out they were the really good socks, the running socks you buy, so that was a good perk. And just want to explain a little bit how the run went, and how I got to even doing this one. In my last videos, I was saying, yep, I could, because I did an hour 28 in Hawke's Bay half marathon. My aim was to do 3-hour marathons, sub 3 hours. And I knew at the time I was sort of aiming high, but I still have no shame on the what I did at the marathon. Because it was my first marathon. And I've never really been even that interested in running marathons. I've been perfectly happy running half marathons, 10Ks, 5Ks. But about 5 years ago, I was going for a run up, my normal run up the Trig, and I just done, I think, the first time I did on Rotorua half marathon. And I was talking to someone who was coming down the hill and who runs marathons. We chatted, and he said, you've done the half marathon, must be marathon next. And I said to him, I think, in my mind, and I said to him that I don't really want to do a marathon. Don't want to even attempt a marathon until I know I can do somewhere around 3 hours or sub 3 hours. That's what I had in my mind, but I didn't really think about it, and I wasn't really even serious about doing a marathon at all at that stage, because I'm absolutely happily just getting through a half marathon, do my best at the half marathon time. To me, a half marathon was a long way, so I've never really worried about the marathon distance. But over time, I felt a lot more comfortable doing these half marathons and fun, and I've always wondered, you hear so much about a Rotorua Marathon, and it is definitely one of the most awesome marathons there is in New Zealand. Just the way it's run, the people that run it are just incredible. It was a bit different from most years, not having the Auckland people there. There was about 700 all up, compared to I think about 3,000 that usually or more that go to Rotorua Marathon. I think there might have been 1,000 or so less, but I think there was 500 in my race. And I was sort of worried and get nervous about, can I even do this marathon? But in the couple of days before, wasn't sure. Do I take gels? Where do I put them? How do I carry them? All this sort of carry on. The shorts. What shorts am I wearing? All these little things worrying about little things. And I got online, and then I went down to the shop and I bought these gels, about 5 of these peak fuel gels, they're called. So I bought those from the bike shop. Oh yeah, that'll do something. And I tried one of these peak fuel gels on one of my long runs, and the long one went good, but I noticed after taking one of these gels, sort of every time I take these sugary gels, it goes good. You get that energy, but then I can feel like little bit of calf muscles cramp up a bit. When I just take dates and bananas, the legs don't cramp up. So whether there's a link there, I think there is. I think when you're not used to taking the sugary things, I try to keep to the natural ones. So I got but finally when I went to leave, all packed everything into the car, got to Rotorua and noticed I'd left all these gels in the fridge. So that wasn't very good. So I had to buy some more gels up there. But more gels, when I was worried about what type of pants. So in the end, I wasn't going to take these shorts with pockets in. Well, people don't take shorts with pockets in them, you know. My pants were just cut off. Long pants would cut off the legs with shorts and with pockets, and there was no way I was going to wear those sort of funny shorts. But at the 5 minutes to go, it was about to start. I thought, no, bugger it, I'm just going to carry whatever gels in the shorts with pockets. That'll do. It's what I'm used to, so I did it. But and what was crazy about it, worrying about all little small things and this and that, I didn't use one gel on the race, which is probably a bit crazy. And but those gels are good. The pure gels are good. I can sort of take those without any problems. And but I didn't take any of those because about a week before, I wanted to try some of this Tailwind. It's called Tailwind, the sachet in the water bottles. So I got some of those. I thought I might have to mix the gels with those, but that was plenty. The Tailwind in the sachet, you leave your bottles, 4 bottles, at the event centre, and then they place them around on the tables. And I found that plenty enough. And by the time I was gulping the Tailwind, because I only bought 2 of those sachets, so two of them about table 11 and table 8, I think it was, had the sachets in it. And because I didn't have any other sachets, and 2 of the bottles I just put a little bit of sea salt and about half a tablespoon of honey in those ones, and they totally did it. It was good there. But I was a bit nervous because in Auckland Marathon I was happy that the paces were there, and the paces in Auckland I bet having the paces there in Auckland half marathon last year, I bet my own time by about 10 minutes. So I was a bit nervous. I was going to rely on the paces, but I didn't know how I was going to go. But I got there early in the morning down by the event centre where the park is, where you park going, about 5 in the morning. Had breakfast, went for a little walk before breakfast, and parked my car up, and who parks right next to me is a runner that I was running with in Hawke's Bay Marathon. It was my age group, and he's a good runner, experienced marathon runner. So I was kind of happy to see him because I know he's roughly my age group, and he's a better runner than me, and so I could get some advice off him, and it was really good to see him. I think he helped me make it to the finish line. So it's a kind of a drama. The dramas unfold on these marathons. One thing I never saw, it's a whole different feeling, the marathon. And Rotorua is so amazing. But I just want to get on to what I think about the mixed feelings of why this marathon went. And there was Aaron Blocker. He's an experienced runner. I said to him, what's his advice on my first marathon? He said, just take it easy on the first half. I wanted to give it my absolute best shot to do somewhere around 3 hours in the first half marathon. That's what I want to do. What other people think, it didn't really worry me. I just want to do that. I've been training hard. How hard do you got to train to do good time? What do you got to do, type of thing. So I thought to myself, because he said he was going to go slow in the first half, so I thought I'll stay with him because everyone's got their own strategy. He's got his own strategy. I kind of like taking off fast, but as it went on, Um, it's a pretty hard marathon. I thought you'd get up the road a bit and you're running, you see the lake, but it's actually quite a while before you actually see the awesome lake. And then look right across, see how far you got to run. But it was really good. It's got a good variety. But I found the Rotorua Marathon a lot harder than Auckland. Though I only did Auckland Half Marathon, but that hills appearing because I didn't know there was that kind of hills. I didn't really research. Probably didn't do much research. So I had to do. I'm not saying it's a mistake doing a Rotorua Marathon, because I wanted to get to, I don't think it's the, if you want to get a fast time, I don't think it's the right marathon if you want to get a really fast time, because the hills are definitely going to slow down. If I wanted to get the best time, I'd do something like Hawke's Bay or Wellington ones, some sort of a flat marathon, but don't regret anything. It was a massive place. I'm glad that I sort of haven't got planned to do a lot of marathons in the future in my age, 56. It's awesome. It's an awesome experience. Only thing I do wish that I would have got into marathons a bit earlier. Experience a bit more. But no regrets. All amazing. Amazing running, how it goes. As the race started, I got to about 10 Ks. I stayed with Aaron Blocker, and really good talking to him, talking about what he's been doing and how his running's been going. And then I decided to take off, just go a little bit faster, do my own pace at about I don't know, 20k mark, I think it was. And then different people come up and meet different people, chatting. It's the thing about a marathon. I probably, if I really want to do a good time, I shouldn't be busy chatting to people, but you sort of can because of the distance and the pace. But when I got to 21 Ks, started climbing up the hills, and I put the speed on a bit more. Did the first half of the marathon, 34 minutes, I think, hour 34 minutes, I think it was. Yep, and but then the hills. That's when the hills started coming. I didn't quite realise there was that many type of hills coming up. And the hills go up and down and climb to about 30 Ks. And then after the 30 Ks, you got the long straights with the slight slow type of climbing. But yeah, awesome experience. And it's lucky I listened to Aaron Blocker, because I felt I had plenty of fitness, plenty of energy to finish the marathon. But in that last 4 Ks, I absolutely struggled. So I think I did everything really, that I could do for my level of experience and fitness for a marathon. The last 4 Ks, it's sort of interesting. It's an amazing feeling. In the beginning, I was kind of looking at who is it. Even when I first saw Aaron Blocker, I sort of thought, oh, he's my age group. Oh, it's going to be, that means I'm going to become third or fourth somewhere in my age group. I'm worrying about these sort of things. But as the race goes on, there's a different feeling of you want to get to that line together just to finish. There's more of a kind of a comrade type of thing. It's just incredible, because you see people, different ones you chat with, and they've gone and they've taken off, they've done the thing, they've taken off or dropped behind. And then I met another runner, Paul Bowers, I think it is. Kind of a tall runner. Really, I noticed he had a really good attitude towards the marathon. He was just friendly, chatting to people as we were running, and he didn't seem like too over anxious about anything. Just do the race, and that's what the feeling I got from him. And he was pretty sort of casual. I took off, and I thought, I took off, but the last 4 Ks he turned up again, and we were going in a group of about 5-6 people, and that was so hard that last 4 Ks. That group that we were in, it's kind of a strange experience, because running along that last 4Ks, the pace got down to a pretty slow pace because just getting there. So it's lucky I listened to the Aaron blocker that I didn't go too fast in the beginning, because even that starting off with that fairly like 4.5 minute pace, the first pretty much 4 to 4.5 minute pace the whole first half of the marathon, and so we're coming on to the 4Ks to go, and one of the group that we're with, he just gets a leg cramp, and he's falls to the side, he's finished. And another K, about 3Ks to go, another one, leg cramps, fall to the side, finished. And it's just a strange experience to experience that where there's people, you kind of want everyone to get through with, because everyone's been trying that much, whatever their status. It's and another one drops off to the side, just spewing his guts out. So that's another one gone. So it was left about 2 or 3 of us, me and Paul. And we looked at each other. I said to Paul, I just want to finish. I don't care if I slow down. And in my mind, I was saying, 4Ks to go, that's like miles. That's like, might as well be 100. But, and I felt, and then he stopped, but Paul stopped a little bit because he got a bit of a leg cramp. And then I kept running and he came back. So we were both going there, and he took off a little bit ahead. And I had to focus on not getting that. I knew if I thought wrong, that leg cramps would have come on worse. So instead of thinking of, I've got 4Ks to go, got to get that pace, got to get that time, I thought completely, don't think about the pace, don't think about the time, just enjoy the running, just that running one step at a time. Try and think of songs. Think of something completely different than what you're that you're in a marathon running. And that was quite weird. The last 2Ks was kind of like a drunken blur, but very interesting. The whole experience was completely different from what I was expecting, really. The people who are in the marathon, they're just really good type of people, who are runners. In the beginning of my running days, I never thought, I didn't think of people like that, but most people in the running, they are pretty awesome people. And what else to say about it? I got to the finish line. Funny thing was, I was just about dropping towards that last 100 meters towards the finish line. Your mind plays funny games, because I just about couldn't dropping. Soon I got to the finish line, felt good. There was no, I felt really good. I felt like I gave it the best I could for my first marathon. Anyway, I did it in 3 hours and 23 minutes, and so did Paul. So we both got the same. He was just a bit ahead of me, and he got 3 hours and 23 minutes. So that's really good. And I come first in my age group. And it was bad to see that Aaron Blocker, he, at 30 Ks, I noticed he ran past me, but a little bit up, he'd stopped and was walking. And then I ran past him. I said, "You're right." And he said, "I'm done." And I thought, far out, the experience that he's got compared to me. But that's how the marathon goes. It's just freaky what happens. And then he ran past me again, and at about 25 Ks, he'd walk in again. He said, "Yep, I'm done." Then, but it was good to see at the end. He finished it, and not far behind. But I actually got the first prize. It's not that big a deal, but it's the first time I've ever got first in my age group ever in any race. Auckland, I got second, I think. But amazing experience. I don't know if I don't even know if I'll be doing other marathons in the future. I kind of like the half marathon distance. It's just what occurred to me, how I thought about the marathon. It's probably a strange thing to say, but I don't know if no one is, what I sort of thought a little bit like it felt like to me was almost as if you're running to, when you come to that last 3-4 Ks, it's almost like running into a battle. You're running with people who've been trying so hard, just about can't go anymore, and they're just gone. One is gone, another one's gone, and who knows who's going to make it to the finishing line. And it's interesting. It's kind of a bit bizarre what humans put them through, but at the same time, it's great. It's awesome stuff. I enjoy it, and it's totally worth every bit of training and effort. So yeah, what else to say about that? There's lots of things I want to say about it. Oh yeah, like little things like a couple of months before the marathon, forked out about $250, or was about $200 and something for these Saucony Convara, because the reviews on Saucony Convara shoes were excellent shoes for marathons, and so I bought some, and I went for a couple of long runs that month, because it's been raining the whole last month before, so I only got a few runs in with these Saucony Convaras, and they're okay, but they just feel flat. I think it's because they're a 4mm drop. They just feel flat. They feel because of that not much drop, they just feel like you can't get up on your toes, and they're just sort of bland type of shoes. They're all right for someone else, excellent. But so I thought, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? My New Balance shoes are worn out, so in the end, went and got some shoes on sale. Exactly the shoes I've been running in my half marathons. New Balance 880 V9. So they're on sale for about 120, and awesome shoes. And I see people running in the Nike 4%, and I kind of feel good running in the New Balance, because everyone's got their own beliefs. Me, not interested really at all in any carbon fiber plate shoes. I'd rather just run on basic shoes. It kind of feels more better, that you're doing a better job running in basic shoes. So that's my wrap on how the run went. I hope I'm not rambling too much. Just an amazing experience. I'm not saying I made a mistake, but I think people probably think, what a dreamer, thinking he could do 3 hours, for a first marathon type of thing. But I think right now I could do something like Hawke's Bay Marathon and do more closer to 3 hours. It's just obvious if you got no hills, and that's what I feel like I could do. Don't want to ramble on and go on like that. But yeah, the whole experience was completely different what I was expecting. The whole Rotorua is an amazing place to do your first marathon. Okay. Any comments, let us know. Sorry about rambling on too much, but yeah, I just wanted to do a video. I'll try and edit to make this a bit shorter, or just show it on the YouTube, see how it goes. You might not see me on here for a while. I'm going to have a break, because I've been training for about the last 6 months. It's amazing how much training you do got to do to get that fitness. I see people do a bit of gym work and a bit of intervals. So I did no intervals, no gym work, but I think to be that extra strength to go quickly at a marathon probably would need it. But that's it for me. Okay, over and out. Rotorua Marathon, woo! Done and dusted. Done it. Tick it off on the bucket list.